What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 7th episode of Full Dive. This one's titled Chance of Survival 0.1%. That kind of tracks. So yeah, last episode was actually kind of a sad one for me, because we've gotten rid of Martin Time already. And I was like, oh, I really thought Martin Time would be a more long-term problem to deal with, or a long-term source of conflict or comedic moments, at least, even if it's nothing more than that. Maybe Martin will come back. Maybe. It feels kind of a waste to get rid of Martin halfway through the first season, but, you know, there's not much of this show written, full stop. Like, there's only 2 volumes out. I think a third volume either is just coming out or, like, planned. I can't remember, but, like, this the source material of this is very, very light. So, who knows what direction it might end up going. Who knows if Martin comes back. I don't know. But we did manage to solve that issue by recognizing, okay, with Alicia, whatever you call her, who beat Mizurisa in combat, which was genuinely surprising. We defeated her without fighting, as the guide kind of explained. First by trying to grope her boobs, which would cause a reaction, which ultimately didn't work because, yeah. And then just blurting out that he loves her, obviously as a confession, because that's the weakness, and it was like, okay, yeah, makes sense, the childhood friend that loves him, that was meant to be the whole storyline, but in fact it went differently because you killed the friend. Yeah. But he's realizing that these aren't actually NPCs. To them, they are real people, and in the benefits of making this game as realistic as possible, they think they're real, and they should be treated as such. And he's realizing, once again, when an issue came up that he had to confront, he ran away. And that's a common thread with his life. Like, his running incident, he ran away. The game was getting too hard for him, and he was, after the torture scene especially, he wanted to run away. And their sister was like, oh, you run away from everything. And then he started to realize, oh wait, I do that. And then he realized he did it again with the beginning of this game, so it's like, that's 3 events where he's run away from the problem instead of tackling it. And I think that's the turning point in him that caused him to confront Martin and figure out the childhood memory and the promise he kept to Martin in the backstory of the character, which, again, for a game with a very little tutorial system, kind of terrible, but this is the ultimate realistic game. There is no tutorial to life. You make mistakes and you learn from them, and you better learn quickly, otherwise you're going to keep making those mistakes and your life's going to go poorly. So in a way, lack of tutorial, lack of game sense is a benefit, because it's the real world for all intents and purposes, aside from the magic and combat and everything like that. But, you know. But it works out. Things are looking up. We're going to go get our sword repaired. Everything's starting to look up now. We might be getting some headway. We might be starting to... Whilst we haven't confronted Alicia yet, there's potential to do so now that we're kind of making amends and stuff. But this is when the city is now on fire and under attack from something. I can't remember if we saw what it was. Was it goblins, or am I thinking of a different show? I remember goblins being involved in something that I recently watched. I can't remember if it was this show or if it was another show. But I think it was goblins in this. Maybe. Who knows? I guess we'll see. But yeah, gonna leave the episode up here. As per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as Symphogear G, which we'll be doing a bit later today. We also have movie reactions with Kiki's delivery service going up this Saturday, so look forward to that as well. It'll be going up straight after So Spider So What, with timer version here on YouTube, the full version on Patreon. But here on YouTube we do timer based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a timer for the episode. I count down 3 to 1 play. Play start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We're watching this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Kadokawa logo and then the Funimation logo to start, so it's 10 seconds of logos, give or take. I'll call them out as I go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Kadokawa, Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. The bells are ringing, for the town's on fire. City of Ted. OP time. Like I say, it is a shame we've finished, in theory, Martin. Maybe he'll just come back for the ghouls to haunt him, just to, like, be like that. That'd be funny. But we'll see. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it is going to be goblins in this. Still, the coolest thing about this show's idea is the chair being the VR setup. Chance of survival 0.1%. People running. Yeah. Right. There's a reason why it's called a panic. Right, yeah. You gotta figure out yourself. Is it? Is Blackface really just gonna be doing business right now? Right. Goblins attacked. Are they throwing stuff? Do they have range attack? Moat dried up after a huge drought, okay. Almost as if they were waiting for such an event. I would be worried. I mean, yeah. That's not wet star. Well, yeah. It's on the anvil, but yeah. Good framing of the shot, I guess. Imagine the entire assault server before we even do anything. I mean, yes. Do you though? That is true. You can still do blunt. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's the most realistic game, so what on earth would happen? No, you're not going to die in real world. No. Yes. A very specific one, in fact. Yeah. It's going to be so dumb. Wow, the console bricks. Oof. It probably did. Yeah. A game that bricks a console like that. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. They just settled. Okay. Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Just ignore that bit. Okay, we'll go check the walkthrough for dealing with them. Mm-hmm. What was that? You might get stuck in an event here, though, if you're not careful. I don't know if that's the Funimation player that glitched or it's the actual animation that was, but that's. Yeah. Sure. Oh boy, you gotta intervene now. Yeah, he's gonna intervene now. How do you have that much strength? Right. Well, won't his title update if he witnesses a child being killed and does nothing? Hmm. Mm-hmm. It's actually believing in the game, which is probably what they wanted out of the game, but they went a terrible way with it. Are they gonna be able to stand up to a goblin though? They're very beat up already with their equipment. Jesus. Jesus. That's crazy. Things fast. things real fast. Ho ho ho. Yeah, how are we going to be now? 3. Hmm. Nearly all. Okay, that one's still alive. Got it. That's why they said 2. I mean, yes. Only 2. Ushohei. Interesting. He said, like... Mm-hmm. Distract him by time. Still above retail price. Yeah. Better than what you've got. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Using his running experience. But everything's crazy fast. And there's multiple of them. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we saw it, like, communicating in a way. Maybe they'll fight each other over the kill? And sees his sister in her. Okay, sure. Okay. It's a trope, but we'll let it slip. Of course, now it's not so fast. That feeling of running. Oh shit! Oh shit! He unlocks a power. Or ability. What am I looking at? Holy shit. That's one way to uncover your power, isn't it? Okay. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. They're still there. Keep running. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. We don't have time for this. Could have spent more of that time running, but whatever. Because you're sitting here talking. Come on. Who's here? Who's this? Which one is this? Hello? Hello? And they run immediately, wow. Lightning attack, okay, from the OP. Jesus. Nice. Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Updating. What are we now? Terrible. Talking to himself. Sure. Right. Okay. Getting a job as a merc, that's good. Well, not all the time. It secures income, it secures equipment. Of course, you're not going to be with him, but... Mm-hmm. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Why even take the risk, right? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Sure. No, you don't. You're thankful for the experience it's given you, but... Walk through? Yeah. Goblin assault. Mm-hmm. Right. Right, because they can actually fight the goblins. Of course, it's the worst. Five allies, okay. 5%. 4 days of hiding, Jesus. Wow. Seagars and Merc, that's the option we've got. This is probably where the 0.1% comes in. Mm-hmm. Wow. That doesn't go into any details why. Just says it's the worst. I wonder. It depends why it's ED. Depends why it's so bad. Didn't expand upon it. Alright. Next time. Enlistment and baptism. Baptism, huh? Wonder what religion is like in this world. So I feel like religious groups in these series tend to have some importance. Like, they always seem to have some sort of importance in fantasy settings. For example, in Slime currently with Season 2, they're playing a major role in backing Falmouth. Although that's not gone so well for them. We also had, what other recently that I mentioned? There was another series that just recently brought up religion. Which was it, actually, now I think about it? I can't find... Oh, Spider. Spider recently brought up religion as well. Obviously, How Not to Summon Demon Lord Season 2 is currently dealing with a lot of religion as well. I would not be surprised if... what show am I thinking of? I mean, To Your Eternity also is dealing with religion, but in a much different light, as opposed to, like, a super organized religion. It's dealing with, like, a different type, almost like tribal belief, which is, in its own way, slightly different. And the exploitation of that as well. I don't know if Saint's magic power will necessarily go into religion too much. I mean, the Saint... I mean, it kind of implies a religious connotation, but it's not like an organized religion as other series have. But yeah. Yeah, they didn't really explain why 0.1%. So whilst we know that it's a super low chance of survival, we don't specifically know why. It might be just physically strenuous. It might be something else that happens with it, that because of the way he's got to this point, he might have an in. It might turn out that that girl we saved is important in some way, like a character who would initially hate us in the enlistment stage is actually super grateful to us and gives us an easier time because we saved his daughter or something like that. That's how I kind of envision it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that girl was brought up again at some point. Maybe our bond with what's-her-face, Mizurisa, will influence it. Maybe Alicia will influence it in some way. I don't know. But I feel like there should be some influence there. I really do want to know how our boy Kamui is making this guide. Like, this is quite an extensive guide with so many different routes on a game that he's cleared, yes, but a lot of these are one-time events, right? Like, how has he done so many runs? He must have cleared the game multiple times to do this walkthrough, or taken from the experience of others, I guess. So he would have to own multiple consoles, in theory, because each console and each chair would only have your one login. And once that's done, it's done, as we explained with the fact that it just completely breaks your console if you die, which is, again, terrible. But because big corporation, apparently they can just buy people off, which... I don't know about that. I mean, damaging hardware like that, intentionally, not having any intention to fix it, I feel like there's something that you could sue them for there, specifically, that you can't just buy your way out of. Is there a criminal charge you can lay against them for that? For the destruction of someone's property through negligence? I'm sure there's a law or something that probably goes against that. There's a law that goes against everything if you look hard enough, right? So I'm sure they could force something, but... Yeah, we see Tesla full armor now, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure what's making this route necessarily so difficult, aside from the options I kind of listed, but... Yeah, no Alicia at all. No more Martin time. Of course, they played into the fact that she looked like the sister to make him committed in that way. It's a trope, but it's fine. Okay, so where is this scene? Yeah, right there, about 7:45. I wish I could slow down. Do I have that option here? No. Funimation only has quality versions. So I don't know if it's the Funimation player that's glitching out, but when he turns to say just one peek at a goblin, there's a part where the screen pixelates, and it's like, it's almost like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm just going to see if I can find the version that I'll be using for the picture-in-picture if it has the exact same issue. And this player actually does have speed control, so I could get it a bit better. Let's see here. So we'll go half speed. Turns. Let's bail. Yeah, it's even present on that version. Okay, so... Let's see if I can hit it. Yeah, right there. There it is. Right there. I will post a screenshot of this to the Discord because that was present in the Funimation version as well. So I guess that's just the export version that they gave them. I have no idea what's going on, but it's present on 2 players, so I'm going to assume it's just whatever they were provided. Odd that you see that. You don't normally see things like that happen. So just kind of interesting to pay attention to. I'm glad I'm not going crazy, because whenever I notice things like that where I'm like, did that just glitch out or what? I'm like always questioning whether I'm just going crazy because my mind is a mess half the time. I'm just like, am I just seeing things? Am I making things up? I don't even know anymore, but glad I'm not just crazy yet. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments for the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.